What's up, guys? This is Miles here with Nintendo Sports. In this video, I'm going to be covering why I believe the New York Knicks have the best package for Anthony Davis right now. Now, a lot of people would tell you it is the Lakers or the Boston Celtics, but I disagree with the Lakers having a better package, and I don't think the Celtics should trade for him because their future is so uncertain. And I'm going to cover all of that in this video, so let's just jump right in. Now, looking at the New Orleans Pelicans, there were a lot of reports that they still weren't going to trade him. Now that they have Zion, it might keep his interest, and a report quickly came out that he still wanted to be traded. And then there were some reports that said the owner claimed that she wouldn't trade him over my dead body. But then those reports came out today, and she said they were totally absurd and completely untrue. So now we're going to look into the Celtics first. Now, the Celtics have a lot of talent that didn't work out this year. Lost 4-1 against the Milwaukee Bucks, and Kyrie Irving, I believe he's gone. A lot of other people believe he's gone. That team just didn't work, and it is partly his fault. He was so ball dominant. And then their backup point guard, Terry Rozier, who has kind of been wasted all year. He even went on First Take. This is just from like 2 days ago. And this is what he said: a lot of things weren't fair to me, but it's not about me. That's why I don't give a blank and complain. I don't give a blank what nobody says. I sacrifice the most out of anybody. That's actually a really good interview. You guys should go watch it. He talks about how when he was in the game with Kyrie dominated the ball, and then how Gordon Hayward also had the ball a lot, and it just wasn't in his hands, and he had to sacrifice a lot on a contract year. The Chicago Bulls are really interested in signing him right now, but not going to get too much into that. And then also, this is the last thing I want to hit on the Celtics, how Anthony Davis's father said he wouldn't want his son to play for the Celtics. He said, "I would never want my son to play for Boston after what they done to Isaiah Thomas. No loyalty. God gives his heart and soul, and they traded him." Now, I agree with that. They're all about winning up there, and things have to be done. But so with all those things put together, I just don't believe Boston should trade. If you don't have Kyrie or Terry Rozier, and you have to give up Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown to get him, Gordon Hayward, Anthony Davis, and now Horford ain't winning the championship. Okay, so let's jump straight into the Lakers and Knicks. Now, this was according to ESPN First Take of the trade packages. Now, for the Lakers, you're going to have to throw in Josh Hart to make that deal happen. And if I'm the Knicks, there's also a big player you're going to want to throw in, Mitchell Robinson, who has had a great year. And for Frank Ntilikina, I don't think he's that big of a deal in this trade package. They're looking to trade him for a late first rounder to an early second rounder right now. So, yeah, you throw him in. The Pelicans might just trade him away. He doesn't have much value right now. But and then the Lakers are going to have to put in picks, and so are the Knicks and their picks this year, which I'll cover later. So again, I think for the Knicks, there's 3 key players. 1 is Mitchell Robinson, 2 is Dennis Smith, and the 3rd is Kevin Knox. Now, all these players are kind of, you know them, but they're more under the radar compared to Lonzo, Brandon Ingram, and Kyle Kuzma. So we're going to dive into the stats. Mitchell Robinson, he averaged 7 points and 6 rebounds this year off almost 70% shooting with a PER of 22. And what's crazy about this, which you don't see right here, is that he only played around 20 minutes a game and averaged this. So imagine if he played 30 to 36 minutes, he would have easily averaged a double-double, maybe even been on the first or second all-rookie team. Looking up at Dennis Smith Jr., his shooting improved this year to 32.2% from the three-point line, even though his free throws did digress. And he averages 13.6 points. And a lot of these stats are kind of diluted because he had to share the ball so much with Luka Doncic. And I really like Dennis Smith Jr. He's one of my favorite players from last year's draft class. And I'm glad New York got him back because they should have selected him anyway. Now moving on to Kevin Knox. He kind of had a quiet season, but pretty good stats. His overall field goal percentage was really bad, 37%, but from 3 he was 34.3% and 71.7% from the free throw for a 6'9" rookie. That's not bad. There's a lot of room for improvement there, but that's still not bad. He can also get rebounds and defend a lot of positions, and I think he has a bright future overall. He's only 19, so he's one of their younger guys. And then Damian Dotson, he's kind of like Frank, but in the value, he's kind of like Frank. I actually think he's a lot better of a player, but then again, he's the oldest player in this package, but he's the best shooter, 36.8% from the three-point line, and played 73 games, really good. Now, playing games is a big deal with this Lakers trade package because Brandon Ingram, There's nothing he could control, but he had a nasty blood clot injury that was kind of under the radar. And at first, it was just sore, and he had had it for a while. But then they finally discovered that it was a DVT, which I don't know too much about, but it's pretty serious. This tweet from Kyle Goon even says, to underscore the seriousness of DVT, famously, NBC journalist David Bloom died of a blood clot due to DVT in his leg. It isn't really a joking matter. So this is a pretty serious thing, and we saw Chris Bosh's career cut short because of blood clots, and this is not a typical shoulder or just ankle injury. So Ingram, he played 52 games this season, average really good, 18.3 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists, shooting 49%, and only 33% from 3, so still some improvement, but he's definitely the outlier star player in this trade package. But with that injury, it really cuts his value down from my perspective and a lot of other people's perspective. And then moving on, maybe the second or third best player in this package, Lonzo Ball. He had an ankle injury, so he was out for the last 20-some games of the season, a little bit more than that. And injuries, he's had a lot of them, so that's another key thing they have to look at when making this trade or looking at these trade packages is, can they be healthy? And this season, he did improve on three-point shooting quite a bit, 32.9%. But free throw, 41%. Are you kidding me? Do you even practice? Now, Lonzo, he is a big help on the court. You don't see that by these stats, but they play a lot better with him, and probably because he's such a good defender and he hustles a lot, but he has to become better at the free throw line. I mean, he just has to. You can't shoot 41% as a point guard. And then looking at these are his stats again, and we see his first season only played 52 games. This season only played 47. That's something they're going to look at, and I think it's a big red flag. Looking at Kyle Kuzma, he might be the second best player in this package, but he is older than Lonzo, so that was the reason I kind of questioned it. He averaged 18.7 points, and a lot of people talk about how he's this great shooter, but only shot 30% from the three-point line this season, which is pretty poor, definitely considering you have Rondo and LeBron to make plays for you. So he's going to have to improve that in the future. But he can grab rebounds, and he can pass the ball, 2.5 assists. But at 6'9", he is kind of short for power forward, so they'll have to look into that. And then Josh Hart, the last guy that will be in this trade deal, this season only shot 33% from the three-point line and 40% from the field and 68%. A lot of people will call him a sharpshooter, but this season his numbers were really down. But a plus side of Josh Hart is he stayed healthy. He's a really tough, strong guy, and he can play defense. So he has his pros and cons just like the rest of them. And then another big thing to look at in these two trade packages is the Knicks have the third pick and the Lakers have the fourth. Now, they're right beside each other, but it's a big difference between getting R.J. Barrett or getting DeAndre Hunter. R.J. Barrett is only 19, and he's already played with Zion. So could you imagine having these two that dominated college together and almost made a run to the Final Four, end up playing together in the league? Your chemistry's already there, and I think they would definitely enjoy New Orleans better together. And you have a really stacked starting lineup. Definitely if you're New Orleans and you can re-sign Julius Randle. And if I was them, go ahead and trade Drew Holiday. This isn't what this video is about, building New Orleans up to a contender. But just saying, go ahead and trade Drew Holiday to get him out of there and get some young players or picks back for him. But you would have a starting lineup if they made that deal with the Knicks of Dennis Smith Jr., Damian Dotson, or you could run a bigger lineup and even consider putting R.J. Barrett at the 2, put Kevin Knox at the 3 or 4, with Zion there at the 3 or 4. Whatever you want to do. Zion's definitely a lot bigger and stronger than Kevin Knox, but he's shorter. So I don't know. I would put him at the power forward personally, but then again, when you have to go up against somebody like Anthony Davis, it's going to be hard with that height matchup. But I don't know how you do it, but those guys on the court together, R.J. Barrett, Kevin Knox, and Zion Williamson, you just have so much length, so much strength and size for years to come. And then you also have Mitchell Robinson at the 5, who's been very, very efficient. One of the most efficient players in the league this season, almost shooting 70% from the field. That's just a really fun lineup. Now, Damian Dotson, Kevin Knox, both of those guys can shoot the 3 right about average, a little bit above average, I would say. But all around, that team is a really good start for continuing in the future. And I think the time is now to make this trade, because if you don't, you're just going to have Anthony Davis playing, 20, 22, 25 minutes a game. And you already kind of ruined Zion's first season. You're going to have a lot of nationally televised game. You're going to be selling out the arena every game with him there. And you don't want his first season to just be overshadowed by your other star player not wanting to play and wanting to be traded. So I think David Griffin will make the right call, and the franchise that don't sit around and hold on to AD. Now offer him the Supermax. Go ahead and offer it to him. Go ahead and say in the media you did everything you could to keep him. You did everything. But don't make it look bad on you. Make it look bad on him. Make him look like the guy that just wanted to leave. You couldn't do anything about it. That'll look better for the league, and it'll look better on New Orleans' part, and it'll look really bad on his part. Get whatever you can out of him. And honestly, I think it's ridiculous that teams would offer that much for just one player. That trade offer the Lakers made this year, where they offered like 6 players and 4 picks. That's just ridiculous. I don't think there's anybody worth that much resources, because with the right coach and right system, those players would have been doing a lot better. So no shots fired there, but I guess that is kind of shots fired. But all around, I think the Knicks have the better package. Let me know what you think in the comments. And this summer is going to be so exciting. There's going to be so much content to make. And just a personal update on me. Again, I am working full-time if you didn't watch my last video. And I'm not going to be able to make videos every night because I'm not at college. I'm working 50 hours a week. And I was sick these past few days. You might be able to tell by some hoarse in my voice. But I am feeling better now, even though I still have a little bit of a sore throat. But just really excited for this upcoming summer, and I'm going to be feeling better. I'm not going to have a sore throat all summer, so I'm going to be making a lot more content, and the playoffs are going on right now. So much action I want to cover. Again, I have the Warriors winning in 7, and I have the Raptors winning in 7. That's looking pretty good for one series, pretty bad for another, but we'll see how it goes. So thanks for watching, guys. Leave a like and subscribe if you want to see more.